Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. We're in Scottsdale, and it's Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Saguaro SaberCats varsity baseball, and the SaberCats begin game 29 on the season as they take on crosstown rival Coronado. The Dons, the visitors, and they lead off with Wyatt Richardson, who on the second pitch of the ball game hits a ground ball over to third base. And a throw on to first base is in time for the first out in the ball game. Coronado comes in at 10-10 on the season, 4-6 in 4A2 East Sky Region play. The SaberCats 25-3 overall and perfect in region play. And now a ball hit well out to left field, and this one is going to leave the yard. The first earned run of the season charged to Chris Freudenberg as he serves up a solo home run to Harlan Gatewood, the center fielder for Coronado. And Gatewood coming around to touch home plate. And the Dons have a run in the top of the first inning. So Harlan Gatewood with the solo home run to get the top of the first going for Coronado. It's Wyatt Richardson and Harlan Gatewood. Houston Edwards bats third and plays third base. TJ Kittle, the shortstop, bats fourth. The number 5 hitter is the catcher, Alex Booya. Michael Burgess hits sixth and plays first base. As a fastball goes to the netting behind home plate to Edwards for ball one. Kevin Rojas, the pitcher, bats seventh. Isaac Luna in right field hits eighth. And the number 9 hitter for Coronado is the left fielder, Zach Chavez. Now the 1-0 pitch is a fastball, and that's high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. I mentioned Chris Freudenberg gets the start today for Saguaro. And now his 2-0 pitch is on the way. Edwards lays off. The pitch is down in the dirt, and it's ball 3, 3-0. Saguaro's defense, Austin Anderson starts in left field. Zach Gibbons is the center fielder, and Kyle Young is in right field. There's the 3-0 pitch. Misses for ball 4. So after a solo home run, now a 4-pitch walk to Houston Edwards. And he's aboard at first base with 1 out for TJ Kittle. The infield for Saguaro, John Nimps is at third base. Matt Morris is the shortstop. The second baseman is Ben Tingley. Chris Ackman plays first. And Brandon Demarest catching for Chris Freudenberg. First one to TJ Kittle is high for a ball. That's 5 in a row out of the strike zone. Now the set of the pitch is a little bit high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, the spring training home of the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies. The 2-0, the throw goes to first, and the runner back goes down in the Saguaro dugout before the ball game to get the lineups for tonight, and heard a number of players comment about how nice the facility was. And a pitch at the knees for a strike, and it's 2-1. Check over to first, the 2-1 pitch. And that's inside. 3 balls and a strike. 1 on and 1 out. A run in for Coronado in the top of the first inning as Harlan Gatewood hit a solo shot to left field to put Coronado on the board. And the 3-1. And that's a fastball high, and it's back-to-back walks after the home run. And the batter is Alex Booya. And now time called as Demarest will go out and talk to Freudenberg. Edwards at second and Kittle at first, with one out in the top of the first inning. Saguaro 25-3 overall, number 2 in power points in 4A1. Trailing Sunrise Mountain as the pitch is across for a strike. Coronado with some work to do to get into the 4A2 state playoffs. They sit as the number 19 team in 4A2 with the top 16 qualifying. And a fastball high, and it's 1-1. Dons with a run in the top of the first inning, looking to add to it here as Booyah bats from the left side. And out in front of an off-speed pitch, trying to slow up the hands there and was able to foul it off. One and two the count. Freudenberg looks in, now sets, and time called by the hitter. Check back to second base, and the pitch is a breaking ball, and it's swung on and missed. And there's two away in the inning, and the batter is Michael Burgess. SaberCats trying to get out of further trouble here in the top of the first inning. And a swing and a miss on a fastball for strike one. Now the set and the one strike pitch. And that's a cross for a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, two strikes to Burgess. And the 0-2 on the way. And a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts will end the first inning. Coronado gets a run on a solo home run from Harlan Gatewood. They leave two after two walks. And after having a play, it's Coronado 1 and Saguaro coming up. Austin Anderson leads off for Saguaro in the bottom of the first inning. And Austin takes a strike on the inside corner. Anderson batting .478, 14 doubles, and 28 RBI. And a ground ball over to the right side. Picked up there, and a throw to first base. And the leadoff hitter retired in the SaberCat first inning. After Anderson, it's Zach Gibbons in center field. Chris Ackman bats third and plays first base. Brandon Demarest, the catcher, hits fourth. Kyle Young in right field bats fifth. The shortstop is Matt Morris. He's in the sixth spot. The DH tonight for Saguaro is the number 7 hitter, Reed Austin. John Nips at third base bats 8th, and Ben Tingley at second base bats 9th. Now the first one to Gibbons is low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Tapped over toward third, backhanded there, and a throw across to first base, not in time. Gibbons is going to be awarded second base. Not only was it not in time, but it was off the mark. The throw goes into the dugout area. And so Gibbons aboard on an E5. And that'll bring up Chris Ackman with a runner at second and one away. Kevin Rojas starts tonight for Coronado. The right-hander ready. And Ackman with a ground ball and a base hit into center field. Gibbons will be waved around. He's going to score easily as the throw goes to second base. It's an RBI single for Chris Ackman, and Saguaro ties the game in the bottom of the first. Saguaro 1 and Coronado 1. And now Ackman at first base with a run in, and the batter is Brandon Demarest. But it's Kevin Rojas on the mound for Coronado. Alex Bouya is behind the plate. Michael Burgess plays first base. Wyatt Richardson's at second. Houston Edwards at third. And TJ Kittle is the shortstop. The outfield, Zach Chavez in left, Harlan Gatewood in center, and Isaac Luna in right. And first pitch to Demarest. Low for ball one. Game tied at 1 here at the bottom of the first inning. The 1-0 pitch on the fist, but pushed through the left side and into left field for a base hit. Demarest with a single as he follows up Ackman's RBI base hit. And now 2 aboard as Teddy Rubin will come out of the SaberCat dugout to run for Demarest at first base. And it will bring up Kyle Young. Young in to hit from the left side and looking out to Rojas, who's been at the waist, now sets. And the first pitch, a breaking ball on the outer half of the plate for strike one. SaberCats will play 3 times this week as they will travel to Combs tomorrow out in Santan Valley, just a couple of miles before you get to Poston Butte for those of you that made that trip out there, as the pitch to Young is low and it's 1-1. And then on Thursday, the SaberCats will be at Campo Verde. Here's the 1-1. Just missed there with a breaking ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. 2 on and 1 out. A run in for Saguaro in the bottom of the first inning. SaberCats and Dons tied at 1. Here's Rojas now with the 2-1 pitch, and that's hit out to left field and down in front of the left fielder Chavez. Ackman is held at third base, and 3 straight singles have loaded the bases for the SaberCats. And that'll bring up the shortstop Matt Morris. Here's Rojas with the first one and a sky-high pop-up, but this is going to get into the seats, out of play. No balls and a strikeout. Morris. Bases loaded and 1 out. A run in for Saguaro in the bottom of the first. A 1-1 ball game from Salt River Field at Talking Stick. The 1-strike pitch. A little bit low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Rojas ready, and the 1-1. And a breaking ball bounces in there. 2 balls and a strike to count on Matt Morris. Now the 2-1 pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count on Morris with nowhere to put him. And Rojas just catches the outside corner for a strike. And it's 3-2. Now the set and the 3-2 pitch. And that's bounced in. It'll deflect over toward the Coronado dugout, but the run comes in anyway. It's a walk of Morris as he gets the RBI as Ackman scores. It makes it 2-1. Saguaro in the bottom of the first inning, and the batter is Reed Austin. And Coronado made noise in the top of the first inning. A solo home run from Harlan Gatewood, and then back-to-back walks. All of this comes with one out. But Chris Freudenberg back-to-back strikeouts to end the threat in the first inning. And now Saguaro with 2 runs across already, and the base is loaded. Reed Austin fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Instead, a step off from Rojas. Now, the first run for Rojas is going to be unearned. Had an E5 that started the base runners as the breaking ball is across for a strike. So Zach Gibbons reached on an error. He scored, so his run is unearned. Ackman's run is earned, and depending on what happens the rest of the way, all the rest of these could be as well. Pretty good there, a little bit high, I guess, and it's 1-2. Reed Austin looking at knocking a couple of runs here if he can put the ball in the outfield. And the 1-2 lifted into shallow right. Luna comes in, makes the catch. And Ruben did not tag at third base. I think that's a base running mistake there for Saguaro to not be able to get that run in. I don't know that the ball was deep enough, but you still want to have that runner on the bag to give him a chance. And Ruben wasn't there, so he stays put. It's a fly out to Luna in right field for out number 2. And the batter is John Nems. And Rojas with the first one. Nems goes after it, delivers a line drive into right field. Luna comes up with it as Ruben scored. And Young follows. It's a 2-run single for John Nems, and it's 4-1 SaberCats. Now Morris at third, Nems at first base. And the batter is Ben Tingley. And a breaking ball to Tingley is low for ball 1. Next pitch misses, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. A little bit low, ball 3. 3-0 on Tingley with runners at first and third and 2 outs. 4 runs in for the SaberCats in the first inning. They lead Coronado 4-1. The 3-0 pitch. Across for a strike. It's 3-1. Here's the set, the 3-1 as the runner goes, and the ball hit into left field for a base hit. A run will score, And Nips hustles his way around to third base as the throw goes over there, but he's already standing on the bag. It's an RBI single for Ben Tingley. It's 5-1 SaberCats. Now Austin Anderson, who led off the inning, grounding out to Richardson at second base. Takes a pitch at the knees for strike one. 5-1 Saguaro in the bottom of the first. 5 hits in the inning, plus a Coronado error that has allowed an additional 3 runs. As that pitch to Anderson misses for a ball, it's 1-1. Turn and a throw to first, and the runner back. Well, the Dons had to feel like they had a little momentum with the solo home run in the top of the first inning, but any that they had is long gone now, as Anderson takes a strike over the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Rojas steps off. Another throw to first base. That short hops Burgess, but he picks it up and prevents that ball from getting away. Rojas trying to keep Tingley close at first base. Tingley goes and the ball fouled off, and the count stays at 1-2. Been without a stolen base so far this season. That's one thing the SaberCats really haven't had to do a whole lot. 35 stolen bases as a team. Austin Anderson and Zach Gibbons, the top 2 in the order, 10 stolen bases each. Teddy Rubin, 7, as primarily anyway as a courtesy runner. The 1-2 also fouled off. Here's the set and another turn to first, and again Tingley is back. Nips is at third and Tingley at first with still 2 outs here in the first inning. 5 across for the SaberCats, and they lead 5-1. The 1-2, Tingley does not go, and the pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. That's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes. Anderson hits a fly ball to deep center field. Going back Gatewood. It's going to get over his head, and it's going to bounce over the fence. And that's going to cost the SaberCats a run, at least for now, as Anderson pulls into third base. He's going to have to go back to second, and Tingley will have to go back to third base. So if that ball stays in the park, Tingley scores, and Anderson ends up at least at third. Instead, it is a ground rule RBI double for Austin Anderson as Nips scores to make it 6-1. And now Tingley at third and Austin Anderson at second for Zach Gibbons. Gibbons batting .429 in the season, 6 doubles, a triple, 17 RBI. For Austin Anderson, his 15th double of the season as Gibbons takes low for a ball. And Gibbons puts something into that one out to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and go over the wall in left center field. And for Zach Gibbons, his first home run of the 2011 season. This one is a 3-run shot. And the SaberCats have scored 9 times. And that'll finally prompt a timeout from the Coronado dugout. We play in the bottom of the first inning. It's 9-1 SaberCats. Now Chris Ackman at the plate for Saguaro, batting .494, and Ackman crushes one out to center field, and this one's going to bounce and go over the fence. Another ground rule double. So second time through the lineup, still in the first inning. SaberCats go ground rule double, home run, ground rule double. And the batter is Brandon Demarest, and that's going to get the Dons moving around in the dugout. Kind of a tough situation if you're Coronado in that you got 3 outs in the inning. You just had a misplay and should have been out of the first inning, allowing just 2 runs, only 1 earned. As the first one of Demarest is bounced in there for ball 1. But good teams take advantage, and SaberCats have definitely done that here in the inning. It wasn't as though the error came late in the inning. It was to the number 2 hitter in the inning. As it's 2-0 on Demarest. Brandon batting .440 on the year, 12 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 36 knocked in. Gibbons, by the way, I mentioned his first home run. That's RBIs 18, 19, and 20 on the season as the pitch is fouled out of play. Chris Ackman hitting .494 out there at second base. That's his 14th double of the season. 5 triples, 5 home runs, and a team-high 41 knocked in for the junior first baseman for the SaberCats. Now the set and the 2-1 pitch. And a ground ball over toward third. That's a fair ball picked up there, and a throw to first. That's going to get by the first baseman as it bounces and gets away, and that'll bring in another run as Demarest ends up at second base. Another E5. Ackman scores. Demarest to second. Rubin out to run again. And the batter is Kyle Young. Young batting .413, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 4 home runs, 22 knocked in. The first one inside and off the glove, but Rubin does not try to advance. One and 0 on Young with a runner at second. 10-0 the score as the pitch is low, 2-0. Now the set of the 2-0 pitch. That's high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Young with a single his first time up. The 3-0. And he takes that one inside, ball 4. Young on at first base. That'll bring up Matt Morris. And time called again from the Coronado dugout. And we're going to get a pitching change. Playing in the bottom of the first, it's 10-1 Saguaro. Brandon Lee, the new pitcher for Coronado, and he's up there to try to get the final out in the first inning as the first one to bat, Morris, is low for ball 1. 2 on and 2 out, 10 across for Saguaro in the bottom of the first inning. The 1-0. It's outside, 2 balls and no strikes. SaberCats ended up with a couple of pretty good ball games last week as Morris swings and misses. 3 wins on the week last week, so I guess a good week no matter how things play out, but a pretty close game against Poston Butte last Tuesday night, closer than the SaberCats probably expected it would be, as the pitch is across for a strike and it's 2-2. Just a 4-2 win over Poston Butte as the breaking ball is outside to run the count full. And then Saguaro and Notre Dame locked up in a pretty good one until Saguaro scored 5 runs in an inning to open it up. Ended up winning that ball game 9-5 as that pitch is outside, and that will load the bases as Morris walks. Rubin to third. He's running for Demarest. Young at second, Morris at first, and the batter Reed Austin. And then Mike Benson getting it done on the hill for Saguaro on Thursday as he throws a no-hitter. 1 pitch, 1 hitter anyway, away from a perfect game as that ball is bobbled over at second, but flipped to first base. And the inning is over. Saguaro sends 16 to the plate in the first inning, and they score 10 times. And after 1 inning of play, it's Saguaro 10 and Coronado 1. Brandon Lee leads off for Coronado in the top of the second inning, and a swing and a miss for a strike. And the next pitch on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Lee, Luna, and Chavez for the Dons in the second inning. The 0-2. And that's fouled to the net. Ten runs for Saguaro in the first inning, but only 1 earned run. Pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They'll check on the appeal, but Lee did not go around. And, you know, you can point at that, and I've mentioned it. I know I mentioned it a couple of times in the bottom of the first inning that almost all the runs are unearned, but you can only use that so far, I guess, as a pitcher, as Lee swings and misses. He strikes out for the first out in the second inning, and the batter is Isaac Luna. But you can only use that for so long as a pitcher, and then at some point, you know, you're still responsible to get that final out. Even if it's the 4th or the 5th out in the inning, you still got to battle through that and try to get that final out. And the SaberCats kept swinging the bats, and the Dons were just having trouble putting away that last out as they had 5 straight base hits after 2 were out in the inning. Next pitch is high. 2-0 on Isaac Luna, the right fielder for Coronado. 10-1 Notre Dame, and make it 10-1 Saguaro. And the 2-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. That's what I get. Spent some time last week covering Notre Dame games, including the one against Saguaro. And with Coronado being a region opponent for Notre Dame, it doesn't surprise me that that slipped in there. 2-2 now as Luna takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 out and the base is empty in the top of the second inning. SaberCats leading the Dons 10-1. The 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. So Chris Freudenberg, after a solo home run and 2 walks, he's now struck out 4 straight Coronado players. And he'll go after the left fielder and the number 9 hitter, Zach Chavez. And a swing and a miss for Chavez for strike 1. pitch. Swung on, fouled off, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that's yanked foul on the left field side. Wyatt Richardson next for Coronado. He's their leadoff hitter, and he's in the on-deck circle. And Chavez lays off a pitch that bounces in. It's 1-2. Back to the line of the 1-2. A pop up in the infield on the left side, and it'll be Morris, the shortstop. He's under it, and he puts it away to retire the side. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Coronado after an inning and a half. The Dons trail Saguaro by a score of 10-1. 8, 9, and 1 of the order for the SaberCats in the second as John Nemps will start it off. And he goes after the first pitch and pops it up on the right side out on the outfield grass. It's the first baseman Burgess there for the catch. And there's one down. Nemps was batting .362 on the season, 5 doubles, a triple, and 14 knocked in. He had a 2-run single in the first inning, so 1 for 2 today now, and he has RBIs 15 and 16 on the year. And here's Ben Tingley hitting .277, 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 20 knocked in. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. That's off the outside corner, and it's 1-1. 10-1 Saguaro. SaberCats batting in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the 1-1. And a slow tapper foul. Wide of the bag at third, and the count's 1-2. And Lee's pitch, a fly ball to center field. Playable out there, and going back on the run is Gatewood just short of the warning track. He's there to make the catch. And there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Austin Anderson with 2 outs and a bases empty for Saguaro in the home half of the second inning. Brandon Lee has retired 3 of the 4 hitters he has faced. And now we'll take a try with Austin Anderson. Anderson going after the first one, fouls it off for strike 1. The 0-1. That's across for a strike, and it's 0-2. The set and the 2-strike pitch. Anderson lays off, and it's 1-2. The set and the 1-2 pitch. And that's lifted down the line in right field, and that's going to get over to the right fielder Luna. Anderson into second base. The throw there, and just a little bit late, and it's the second double of the night for Austin Anderson as he has his 16th double of the season, and he's at second base for Zach Gibbons. Gibbons with a 3-run home run his last time up. He takes outside for ball 1. Next one outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And a hard shot, backhanded on one hop, but a throw to first base is in time. Gibbons hits it hard, but Kittle stays with it to throw him out at first base rather. And for Saguaro, no runs a hit and 1 left through 2. It's 10-1. Wyatt Richardson starts the 3rd inning for Coronado and takes a strike. The 0-1 pitch off the handle and a soft line drive. That's caught by the shortstop Morris, and there's one away. Now Harlan Gatewood, who had the solo homer his first time up, fouls that one off the netting on the first base side. And the next one across for a strike, and it's 0-2. Pitch inside, and it hits him, and Gatewood's looking out at Freudenberg, and didn't like taking that one off the shoe top, I guess. An 0-2 pitch after the home run in the first inning, so a little extra look out there as the batter is Houston Edwards. One on and one out, top of the 3rd inning as Edwards takes ball 1. And a ball hit sharply out to the shortstop. Morris to Tingley, on to first. Ackman can't come down with it, and the ball off the netting on the dugout. And Demrish there to back it up. So it's a force at second, 6-4 force of Gatewood. And you can't assume the double play, so no error. Instead, it's a fielder's choice for Edwards to reach first base safely. Now runner at first with 2 away in the 3rd for T.J. Kittle. And Kittle takes a strike at the knees. Next pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. Freudenberg looking in for the side. Now the set and the 1-1 pitch. Instead, an easy throw to first and the runner back. Ball foul out of play on the first base side, and the count's 1-2. And the set and the step to first, and a throw that way, and again the runner back. 10-1, Saguaro. Coronado batting in the top of the 3rd. And a fly ball to right field. Anderson was shading the line, and he is there to make the catch, and that's the final out in the top of the 3rd inning. The Dons do not score, and we move to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 10-1, Saguaro. Chris Hackwood starts it off for Saguaro in the bottom of the 3rd. takes a strike over the outside corner. The 0-1. Hit back up the middle, and that's into center field, a base hit. Ackman with his third hit of the night. Here's Brandon Demarest. He takes a fastball inside for ball one. Leadoff hitter aboard for the SaberCats in the bottom of the third. And the next pitch across for a strike. A breaking ball. Swing and a miss there, and the count's 1-2. Next one foul to the net. We stay at a ball and 2 strikes. And a breaking ball swung on and missed, but nowhere for Demarest to go. And there's one away in the SaberCat third inning. It'll bring up Kyle Young. First one to Young is low for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. On the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, that's hit well out to center field. Gatewood going back. He's not going to get to it. It's going to bounce off the fence this time, and now the SaberCats are going to get to run. As the throw comes in, Young held at third base. It's an RBI triple. He wanted the inside the park home run, or at least the opportunity for it, and Coach Dyer held him at third base. An RBI triple makes it 11-1 as Chris Ackman scores. And the batter is Matt Morris. Young at third base, 11-1 the score. And a breaking ball across for a strike. The 0-1. And that's hit well out to right field. Luna back, and they're going to give him the catch. Yeah, the base umpire thought about it for a moment. He's going to call it a catch in right field, saying that Luna dropped the ball on the transfer. So it goes a sacrifice fly and an RBI as Young scores. It's a 2-run inning, and it's 12-1. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, the batter is Reed Austin. First one to Austin misses for ball 1. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. A little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. And next one inside. 3-1 now on Reed Austin. John Nips next for the SaberCats. And a breaking ball line to center field. And Gatewood is there to make the catch. And the side retired, but a couple of base hits. Pushes home 2 runs. And after 3, Saguaro leads 12-1. Alex Booya starts off for the Dons. And he takes the first one outside for ball 1. The 0-1. The 1-0 I should have said, and now a swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. And that one's fouled back. And that's into the seats, and the count moves to 1-2. Freudenberg's 1-2 pitch. Slapped over on the third base side. And foul. Twelve to 1, Saguaro. Coronado batting in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Booya struck out his first time up. And the 2-2 pitch. And a fly ball to right field. Young went back a few steps. Now he's got to come in, and he makes the catch. And that's out number 1. One away for Mike Burgess, who struck out to end the 1st inning. Goes after the first one, fouls it straight back. And a breaking ball across for a strike, and it's 0-2. Next one just misses. 1-2 the count. Freudenberg working quickly in the 1-2. And that's a swing and a miss. Burgess strikes out, and there's 2 away in the 4th. And the batter is Brandon Lee. Lee going after the first one, swings, that's up over his head, and it's strike 1. And another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. The 2-strike pitch bounced in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chris Freudenberg ready as Demarest goes through the signs. The 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Lee strikes out. That is strikeout number 6 for Chris Freudenberg. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Saguaro leads Coronado 12-1. Andrew Valdez pinch hits for Saguaro in the 4th inning and takes outside for ball 1. Valdez batting .273. Just 22 at-bats on the year, but he's got a base hit here as he leads off the bottom of the 4th with a solid single. And the batter will be Shane Stansbury, another pinch hitter. And a ground ball out to short. Trouble here for the SaberCats. The out at second and the throw to first base. And that is in time for the double play. 6-4-3. Double play erases the base runner. Now Brandon Allen. Another SaberCat pinch hitter. The first one is low and away for ball 1. 12-1 SaberCats. The 1-0 pitch. And a ground ball foul outside of third base. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the 4th inning. Saguaro up 12-1. They use a 10-run first inning. There's a pitch across for a strike, and it's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. That's bounced in there, 3-2. Here's the 3-2. And that's high for ball 4. Now Teddy Rubin will bat. Allen just 1 for 4 in the season, limited at bats. His second walk, though, as he's over at first base. And a pitch across for a strike. Rubin batting .333 with an RBI. Ball off the end of the bat and foul out of play first base side, and it's 0-2. And the next pitch high, throw it down to first base, and the runner dives back. Coronado's going to need at least 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning just to keep playing as they trail 12-1, and Saguaro trying to add more here in the bottom of the 4th. Breaking ball just missed Rubin. He turned expecting that to hit him, and it just missed. 2-2 the count now with Allen over at first base and 2 outs in the 4th. The set and the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Rubin out on strikes, and the SaberCats done in the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. It's 12-1 Saguaro. Isaac Luna starts it off for Coronado in the top of the 5th inning. And again, the Dons are in a position where they've got to score twice to keep the inning and the ball game going, as the first one bunted at, and it's out of play. Several changes for the SaberCats. In fact, every position except the pitcher, Chris Freudenberg. A swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. But, Brandon Allen is in left field. Teddy Rubin is in center. Nick Lagusis is in right field now. Andrew Valdez at third. Turner Lace is the shortstop. Gene Stansbury's at second. And Michael Benson at first base, as that one is fouled off. Sean Edmonds catching for Freudenberg. 12-1 Saguaro. Here comes another 0-2 pitch. And it's a little bit low for a ball, 1-2. Now, Coronado might take a run at it here in the 5th inning, and if they push a couple of runs across, we'll keep playing. The 1-2 is hit on the ground, and that's a good start for the Dons. A base hit past Valdez and into left field. So the leadoff hitter aboard for Zach Chavez. It has been a fun week for us here at Southwest Sports Network, thanks in part to Saguaro and the fact that they've played in the stadiums 3 games out of the last 4, including 2 last week over at Scottsdale Stadium, as Chavez takes high for a ball. But after being with the SaberCats Tuesday and Wednesday at Scottsdale Stadium, we were here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick Thursday night, and then Friday night out at Goodyear Ballpark. Chavez takes a strike, and it's 1-1. That game at Goodyear featured a couple of 4A2 schools. It was Barado and Desert Edge, 2 teams from the far west side. That ball bounces in and gets away. It'll go to the net. Edmonds still can't find it. The runner thought about moving past second, but does not. 2-1 the count and a wild pitch moves Luna to second, but that ball game between Desert Edge and Barado went 12 innings. A 5:30 start, finished about 8:40, so we went a little over 3 hours in that one last Friday. Back here in a stadium on a Monday night, and this one has a potential of going 5 innings and getting over in about half the time. As the next one is inside, 3-1 the count. And it's not so much if you're Saguaro that you really want to, bury a team, but you get in a lead like this, you don't want to let them up either. As Freudenberg looks back to second. A leadoff single and a wild pitch has moved the runner to second. 3-1 the count of the number 9 hitter, Zach Chavez. It's a 12-1 SaberCat lead. And the 3-1 is grounded foul on the third base side. And the count runs to 3-2. One run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Coronado. 12 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for Saguaro. And that ball's hit well and out to left center field. That's going to get in the alley, and that's going to allow Luna to come around and score. Chavez going to try for second, and he'll stop there. It's an RBI double. And that makes it 12-2. Chris Freudenberg, the starter for Saguaro, 6-0 on the season. Probably not in danger of taking his first loss of the year. In fact, should go to 7-0, but he had a 0 earned run average coming into tonight. Coronado's gotten to him now for 2 earned runs. A solo home run in the first inning, and now a single and a double here in the second, or in the fifth rather. Wyatt Richardson at the plate for Coronado. And Richardson not able to pull the trigger there. A ball and a strike to count. Freudenberg, 23 innings pitched coming into tonight, only 12 hits allowed. Even if you mix in the walks, he had 12 of those coming in. That puts him right at a base runner an inning, 24 base runners in 23 innings of work, and 36 strikeouts. So more than a strikeout and a half per inning. The 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. It's 2-2. And he's right on that strikeout and a half per inning. He's got 6 through 4. And he wouldn't mind getting one here, the 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner, 3-2 the count. 12-2 the score. If the Dons score another one, Saguaro will bat in the bottom of the fifth. They've got a runner at second and nobody out. And a pitch up and in to walk Richardson. So that'll put another runner aboard. And it'll bring up Harlan Gatewood, who had the solo home run in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third. And actually, Gatewood is called back. And it's a pinch hitter for Coronado. It's a swing and a miss for strike one. I believe it may be David Quintero. He shows bunt, puts it out in front of the plate. The only play will be to first, and that's in time over there. So Coronado playing just to keep the ball game alive. A 1-3 sacrifice for the first out. Now the batter is Houston Edwards with a couple of men in scoring position and one away. Edwards walked in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and he takes strike one. Yeah, sometimes you have to create your own pressure, and so maybe this can be viewed as a pressure situation here for the SaberCats, just trying to prevent that run from coming in. The 0-1 is across for a strike, and maybe that works mostly on the pitcher, Chris Freudenberg, as he tries to maybe bear down here and prevent that run from coming in from third base. The 2-strike pitch, and a swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout of Edwards, and there's 2 away for TJ Kittle. Chavez at third, Richardson at second, and 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The Dons down to their final out. If Kittle is not able to bring in that runner from third base, if he's retired, then the ball game ends here in the fifth. 12-2 the score. And the pitch across for a strike. 0-1 pitch. And that's going to extend the ball game as that goes into left field for a base hit. It's going to bring home 2. And it's 12-4. A 2-run single for T.J. Kittle. And the batter is Alex Booya. First pitch is low for ball 1. I guess one way to look at it, if you're Coronado, you know, maybe bunting earlier as they get a ground ball and a base hit. Threw it to the right side. So Booya aboard. That's the 4th hit of the inning for Coronado. They've sent 7 to the plate, and batter number 8 of the inning is coming up in the form of Mike Burgess. Yeah, Burgess ready. And Chris Freudenberg's first one fouled out of play on the left side. But now Coronado, instead of just a couple of runs, they've got 3 across here. They're still down 12-4, but if you want to look at it from a positive side from the Coronado standpoint, yeah, they're still down 8 runs, which is a long way to go. But now you go back and you can say, well, it's only the 5th. And still got an out to work with in the 5th, and then potentially the 6th and the 7th if they're able to keep Saguaro in check. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one fouled back to the netting. It's 1-2. Yeah, there was a potential that this one would have been done inside of an hour and a half, but we've past that point now, and we'll continue on. As Saguaro will bat in the bottom of the 5th inning for sure. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And hey, don't get me wrong, I'm in no hurry. I'm in the catbird seat. I'm sitting up in the press box, great view of the field, and nice night. And it's baseball, so I'm in no hurry. 2-2 now, and a ground ball up the middle, played nicely by Stansbury, and he flips to Lace to get the final out. A 4-6 fielder's choice ends the Coronado 5th inning, but the Dons send 8 to the plate, and they score 3 times. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 12-4. Michael Benson starts off for Saguaro in the bottom of the 5th inning and takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. And that's hit well down the left field side, and that's going to get past the left fielder and go all the way into the corner. And Benson around to second base, a leadoff double for the SaberCats in the 5th inning. Well, now it's Saguaro that can sort of scoreboard watch here. If they score twice in the bottom of the 5th, the ball game will end. As Sean Edmonds will bat for the first time. Benson, by the way, a .310 hitter with a double and 3 RBI, so the second double of the year for Benson. And the first one to Edmonds across for a strike. Edmonds batting .400 with a triple and 5 knocked in. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled off. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Well, Brandon Lee has got 3 1/3 innings for Coronado. Has allowed 5 base hits and 2 earned runs. The 0-2 pitch. It's high for a ball, 1-2. And the ball hit pretty well and out to left field. Going back, the left fielder, Chavez, it's off the wall. Benson around to score. Edmonds to second base. An RBI double for Sean Edmonds, and it's 13-4. First pitch to Nick Lagusis across for a strike. Next one outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Lagusis 3 for 6 on the season. And now a pinch runner out at second base as Jake Schwartz will run. The 1-1. Misses for a ball. 2-1 the count on Lagusis. And the next one outside, 3-1. 13-4, Saguaro with the lead. And a pitch fouled over the netting and out of play. And it's 3-2. Another one fouled back. This one against the netting. We stay at 3-2. Sports running for Edmonds at second base. And that pitch misses, and it's ball 4. So a walk to Lagusis. Well, that'll bring up Turner Lace. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Next one fouled off, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2, that's hit on the ground and through to the left side. Schwartz will be held at third base. SaberCats going to try to get as many guys into the lineup here as they can. Base hit loads the bases with nobody out. And the batter is Brett Adams. Popped up. Foul territory on the first base side. Runner does not try to advance, so the first out recorded. And the batter is Andrew Valdez. (13-4), SaberCats lead. And Valdez fouls the pitch away. The game-ending run is at third base with only one out. And the next pitch low, and it's 1-1. Foul ball out of play on the first base side, and the count's 1-2. SaberCats back at it tomorrow afternoon. They'll be in Santan Valley to take on the Combs Coyotes. And that'll be a 4 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 1-2. And that's hit into center field. A long run for Gatewood. It's down in front of him for a base hit, and that's going to end the ball game as Valdez delivers an RBI single, and that will do it as the SaberCats plate the run and go up 14-4. And sure enough, that will do it as SaberCats beat Coronado by a final score of 14-4. The SaberCats get 2 runs in the 5th inning on 4 base hits, and 3 runners are left on. So the totals then on the ball game for Coronado: 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 5 left. For Saguaro, 14 runs, 16 hits, no errors, 8 runners left on base. The SaberCats win their 23rd in a row as they move to 26-3 on the season. Coronado falls to 10-11, and Chris Freudenberg gets the win for Saguaro as he throws all 5 innings for the SaberCats. So that'll do it. Again, Saguaro is back in action tomorrow afternoon in Santan Valley to take on the Combs Coyotes. That's a 4 o'clock start, and we'll have that one for you. And so we'll wrap it up here. The final score is Saguaro 14 and Coronado 4. From Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon at Combs.